Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back to I Allegedly. And I've got a good one for you because the collapse has actually begun. And there is a lot to cover on this video. Uh, Please hit the like button. Today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll talk about them in a bit. First things first, I love my audience. I have so many people that contribute, and one person who's really stepped it up lately is broker Aaron. Aaron Smiles out of New York and really knows real estate, but he sends me these great stories that just show you where things are at. Now, he's a commercial realtor, and what you're seeing is you're seeing problems that exist that you cannot deny are huge problems. Now, Oakland City Marriott, okay, City Center Marriott, 500 hotel rooms, and in 2017, it sold for almost $200 million. It just sold and went back to the bank for $70 million. Now, you know my opinion about Oakland. It is a war zone. It is horrible, and it is crime infested. They lost their baseball team, lost their football team, and they lost In-N-Out, Target, Denny's. I mean, I could go on and on and on. It's just a mess, okay? But traveling, there's business travel. People still conduct business and have to go places, but this place is dead. It is absolutely off, and it sold for less than half of what the original sale was in 2017. That's staggering, guys, when you hear that. Now, California real estate is completely off, okay? It is the last record that we have is May. And May, you had less sales than we've ever had. You've had basically less than 30,000 sales in a month. And you can sit there and go, oh, that's a lot. It's not. Not when the record was 50,000 sales in a month. And what we're seeing right now is inventory going up at a dramatic pace. Things are sitting on the market longer. And it is crazy because, what you have is you have longer days, you have higher prices, still high prices, but you're getting more price adjustments. Here's a couple things that are unbelievable. We talked about this. $439,000 is the average house price in the United States. It just went up as of May to $440,000, which is still unbelievable. Here in California, the average sale for the transactions that have been completed, $859,647. Wow. Okay, so double the price basically, and that's nuts, guys. That is absolutely nuts. But again, who wants to do that? Do you want a $850,000 house payment? The equivalent of that's nuts right now. But then Laura from Connecticut always sends me articles, and sometimes she can say what kind of job she has, sometimes she can't. She didn't mention it lately, so I'm not going to say it. But she's involved with customer service and sales with what she does. And one thing that's interesting is Connecticut is thriving still. It's got, of the top 10 housing markets in the country, Connecticut is got 3 of the top 10 areas. You've got New Haven, you've got, should I get the list right? She deserves this. You got New Haven, you got Bridgeport, and let me get it right. Hartford is number 1. Bridgeport and New Haven, all in the top 10. But what's crazy, think about this. Bridgeport, okay, has got one of the fastest sale times of 6 days. List your house, it sits on the market 6 days. It's not months and months and months like it is in California. You're starting to see areas where stuff is going there for 6 months. Now, Donald Trump is screaming to have interest rates lowered. What's this going to do? Can you afford it? An $860,000 a month house payment? Seriously. Lower the interest rates. It's not going. I think it's just inevitably keeping things going. There was a test here in California where they just went through all the markets and said, who's got the best prices? And they put everybody to the test, and it was Walmart, had the best food prices. And again, the thing I have a thing about food quality. And one thing that the British taught me, you guys are great, was don't go out and buy for 2 weeks, because I would inevitably have a meeting. I'm not going to cook here. I'm not going to cook there. I buy for the day, and I'd rather pay a little bit more to get better food quality, and or go to the farmers market and get fresh eggs, fresh vegetables, things like that. That you may get a deal on, but inevitably you're going to pay more for this stuff. So housing's huge. It's got a real problem. Coffee prices. We talked about this, how coffee prices are up 50%. Current prices just jumped another 50% because there's going to be tariffs put on them because Trump was fighting with Lulu or whatever that banana's name is. So crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Everything that you want to purchase right now, and I mean everything, ask for a deal. Do what you can do to negotiate this, because one thing that we're seeing is when it comes to things like travel, airfare, look, search, a few things that I didn't believe were true but are totally true was I would just open up my browser and start looking for airline tickets. No, 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 no. They know you're from California. You're going to pay more than somebody that's in Wichita, Kansas, regardless of the flight that you're ordering. And I used to think, oh, that's so bogus. So would log off, I would clear my browser history, and then log in. And I did this test, and you can save money. I'd save sometimes $200 on an airline flight. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. My son, living in Boston, got cheaper air rates than I could get buying the same ticket. Buying a ticket for him to come from Boston to California, it was, cheaper for him to do it from there than here. So research stuff like that. Research the hotel rooms. The last 2 trips that I took that were out of state, like on cruises and stuff, we went out and negotiated deals as far as them including breakfast. Hey, what about transportation to the ship? Oh, we can do that for you. Yeah, we can throw that in. So they had a special. We had the bus from the hotel drive us there. Great. I mean, you can sit there and say that's no big deal, but it's a den of thieves when it comes to getting Ubers and stuff like that when you're in a vacation area. So ask for the price discount. Ask for a deal. Some people just won't do it. So Ford has recalled, and this is staggering, guys. Think about this one. 850,000 vehicles here in the United States. They're not just brand new vehicles. They go back to 2021. You've got Broncos, you've got Explorers, Lincoln Aviators, Ford F-250s, Ford the F-450, Lincoln Navigator, the Mustang, the F-150. I mean, 850,000 cars for a fuel pump that they say could fail and not give enough fuel to the engine in peak times when you slam on the gas. Now, think about this. You are, pulling out in an intersection and some idiot is distracted texting and you have to punch it, and then the car stalls and you get taken out. That's what's happening. And they're saying we've only had a problem with about 10% of the vehicles, but everything's coming in. So look for those recalls, guys. I mean, it's so important. It's so dangerous right now with what's going on in the world. I love RFK with his health kick and how certain things are banned. How about this? M&Ms and Skittles have said, nah, we're not going to change our dyes. They said in 2016, long before RFK reared his head, they said that they were going to get rid of certain dyes and things like that. It's funny. I had a sponsor a few months back, and one thing that she sent me, which was really helpful, was the value of certain products that we eat that you think are healthy that are not healthy. Now, I'm not talking Skittles and M&Ms on the health factor, but there are dyes and things that are put into ingredients and stuff that are illegal in other countries, but here they're not. And some of these dyes that are in Skittles and things like that, and again, as we get older, we eat less and less candy and crap like that, but they're considered carcinogens. They're considered dangerous, some of these dyes. And Skittles and M&Ms are saying pass. They may not be able to sell these in the United States, that wild to think about? They'd rather just, nah, don't want to do it, and you're going to see more and more of that. So interesting. There's a new law out right now in Florida, 83040, that if you are pregnant, you can get yourself a handicap placard so you can park closer, which I think that's good. It's good for a year. It's got to be signed off from the doctor, but I thought that's a pretty good thing to have. When my late girlfriend was going through cancer treatment, she got the handicap placard. And every now and then, on a good day, you may get people that give you grief. What are you parking up front for? You sure look healthy to me. And then she had no problem giving it to them. But pregnant women, if you read the story from the New York Post, talks about how, hey, wait a second, how navigating a parking lot, nothing would be better than to walk closer when I do have to drive. So I think that's a good one, guys. I really, really do. So it's going to be interesting to see if how well that goes through. But there's a lot happening right now, and I just think that when it comes to the different, uh, different signs that things are not good, you can sit there and tell me how great employment is and how everything's good, but there's not. There are problems out there. Companies that have problems with debt collection, you know, cereal giant Kellogg's wants to sell to another company. I've told you guys this over and over again. We're going to see more and more mergers over the course of this year. Between now and the end of the year, Trump with his tariffs are going to happen more and more. I think we're going to see a lot of this. Somebody just I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but the car just ran into another car back there. Let's just hope it wasn't Danny's. And so they're talking with economists that we're going to have slower growth here in 2025. And, when do you sit there and say that we're in a recession? Now, a recession is not the collapse. A recession is just an economic downturn. I think that we've been in an economic downturn. You can talk about how business growth is great. Everybody wants to do business with us. I think that's great. But you have to show real numbers and show that things are moving forward, When you talk about the economic uncertainty, real estate is huge, guys. When Home Depot is off, when Lowe's are off, it's just a real problem. The stock market volatility, energy prices. I mean, it's going to be a real problem when they cut off the um, uh, solar energy rebates and on all those discounts. People are trying to get solar installed as quick as possible. The problem with it, like here in California, you've got to go through the permitting process. It is such a disaster right now with Malibu. Malibu is awful. Scott Walters, realtor up in Santa Barbara, wrote me and said, I went up there, brother, and looked at it, and it's horrible, Dan. It's absolutely terrible. And it is scathing that we're having, that there's not things being rebuilt faster. They're not issuing permits. Think about this. Last time I checked, there were 51 building permits. There are not 75 building permits issued to rebuild yet in that fire. And it's been 6 months now, guys. So what's the excuse? There's a lot more to cover. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. Let's face it, economic uncertainty is out there, but during bad times, when things go down, one thing that has always flourished has been precious metals. Right now, you need to get yourself into gold and silver for your retirement. The best place to buy this is Patriot Gold Group, #1 rated for 9 years in a row, guys. 888-330-1431. Contact them now. They will answer all your questions. Gold is easier to buy than you will ever know. But call them. Find out, if gold is good for you in your retirement. And they have all types of precious metals, and will answer all your questions. Look at what central banks are doing. Look at what China's doing. They are buying gold at a record pace right now. You don't want to miss out on this. They have over 10,000 customers, have done over $1 billion in transactions. They're #1 rated for their great customer service. Call them today, 888-330-1431. Let them know that Dan from I Allegedly sent you, and let them answer all your questions. I'm going to finish this video with these last couple stories. And I want to remind you to sign up for our email list. The link is below. One is immediately going to go out right after this video. So sign up today. And I want to remind you that we have a private channel, which is everything that's too hot to handle here, called I Allegedly Live. Check it out today. You sign up at iallegedly.tv or use the link below. Now, we talk about Dr. Marvin a lot. Dr. Marvin sent me an email and said, Dan, check this out. This is amazing. Somebody just tried to buy almost $2,600 worth of cannabis products in the state of Virginia. I know that Dr. Marvin lives in the beautiful state of Florida, and thank God for alerts on his credit card, and I'm going to show you this. But they sent him the alert, did you just mean to do this? And he's not there. His card got compromised and stolen somehow, and somebody lifted it. But you have to have these alerts, guys. I'm telling you, get these alerts set up so that you're notified if you buy parking. If Dan goes and swipes his card, I get a text sent to me. It's the greatest thing ever. And I know, yeah, I'm here. Or if you get double charged when you go to the music festival with a date and you buy her a glass of wine, or triple charged in that case, and they charge her for 3 glasses of wine. Oh, sorry, man, I'm new to the machine. Okay, yeah, I'm not. Okay, anyways, final story is Amazon Prime days are here right now. Well, that's wonderful, Dan, isn't it? Guess what, guys? Prime Day was down 41%. Sales were off. Think about what I just said. They were off 41% the first day. Look at the story that's below, the last story. Isn't that crazy, guys? 41% in the first day. Well, maybe they don't have good deals, Dan. Maybe it's not. No, it's the deals are insane, guys. But you know what people don't have? This thing called money right now. They're not spending money foolishly right now and buying crap. It's not happening. So please don't forget to hit the like button. Please email me anytime, hello@iallegedly.com, and let me know what you want to see. Again, share the stories. Be specific. If you can use your name, if I can use your name, I love doing that. But I have people that send me stuff, and I'm doing an insiders thing right now. If you have any inside information on companies, I've got a couple good ones that are amazing that I want to do this week. But they both said don't use my name. But I researched this stuff, and it's fantastic. So hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you soon. Okay? Thank you for being here.